Hello, and welcome to Animal Chiropractic Clinic Chatter, a podcast where Dr. O from All Creatures Every Spine interviews doctors and animal owners that utilize animal chiropractic to get their unique perspectives. Yes, it's really a thing. Dr. O utilizes his 30 years of experience as both an animal chiropractor and veterinarian, and to dig deep into the discussion of complex issues affecting the lives of your animal friends and companions. Join us for this educational episode.
Helping others experience an abundant life with the gift, art, and blessing that is animal chiropractic is our sole mission at ACES. It's what we do. It's what we love. It truly is what keeps us motivated to help people just like you. I truly love the art of chiropractic. It drives me to providing the highest level of chiropractic possible. And as fellow chiropractic business owners, it's that love that drives us to become better. However, the reality is that sometimes running a successful business can be challenging. Sometimes there can be obstacles to overcome, right? Yeah, we all know the old saying, if it were easy, everyone would do it. Well, one thing that is really easy is marketing our clinic with a professional animal chiropractic website by the Chiro Website Pro, Tony Seymour. He's a professional web designer, and his team at the Chiro Website Pro take good care of us. They simply make marketing our practice 100% hassle-free. If you're looking for the number one hands-free way to market your practice, give the Chiro Website Pro a call at 423-779-4630 or simply visit www.chirowebsitepro.com. and make sure you ask them about the special ACES discount and let them know Dr. O sent you. You'll be glad. You did.
Thanks for joining us for this portion of the episode as Dr. O begins to answer the question, what is animal chiropractic? He will look at how the chiropractic adjustment is a valuable and viable treatment for what ails your animals.
Hey, alright, so did you find the reason, Doc, for my animal to be acting the way he did? That's what we get asked a lot. Was it chiropractic? Well, my answer is that I don't know until we just see what the body does with it. Normally, let's say your animal is urinating inappropriately. Maybe a dog that's peeing on the carpet. Maybe a horse that's, has an excessively wet stall. All right. Normally, we would think of the subluxation that controls the bladder to be in the lower lumbars or the sacrum. But all I found was an upper thoracic. Well, here's the thing about an upper thoracic subluxation is I can make a scientifically valid reason as to why that's causing urination. Let me follow through here. So, if you have an upper thoracic subluxation, guess what? You have a rib problem. That rib problem makes it very difficult to take a deep breath. So now you're taking short, shallow breaths. Your animal's taking short, shallow breaths. Maybe doing a lot of panting. maybe having some exercise intolerance. Anyway, builds up CO2 in the system because he's not allowed to go and blow off that carbon dioxide. So that CO2 in the system causes the blood pH to be acidotic. The body doesn't like acidosis, so it says, hey, kidneys, kick in, make more urine. So now we have an animal that's drinking more and peeing more in an effort to get rid of carbon dioxide from his system. A normal physiological response. But yet we're saying it's an inappropriate urination problem. So maybe, some of the issues that we see are just the body's normal reaction to things that are going on elsewhere in the body. Because we do have a body, amazing body, and our animals have an amazing body with a system of checks and balances in it, and there's usually more than one way to get rid of waste products. There's more than one way for them to, get the mosquito on their shoulder. They can laterally flex it back, or they can rotate. They're going to get, the fly or the bug off them, but whether or not it's the way we want them to and it's total appropriate movement, that's a whole different thing. So, what we do as animal chiropractors is we remove vertebral subluxation, which cause problems with movement of the spine and therefore cause problems with nerve flow throughout the spine. That's the main thing. Creating a way for the body to get rid of acidosis, that would be a side effect. Feeling better, able to get up and down more easily, that would be a side effect. A positive side effect, but nevertheless not our ultimate goal. So, when you take your animal to an animal chiropractor with a known problem, and you say, hey, did you find the issue? Your chiropractor should say, I found some issues. I removed those vertebral subluxations from your animal's spine. I do believe he will feel better. How long those subluxations stay removed, I can't know. We're just going to have to see. Let's recheck your animal in a certain amount of time. You keep track of some of the things improvements that you're going to see. Let me know how they're doing, and then we'll deal with whatever else, what side effects go away, and maybe some new side effects will show up. So, I adjusted your animal, remove vertebral subluxations. That was my goal. That's what we did. Keep coming in, getting your animals adjusted, and hopefully you and your animal will have the life that the two of you want, and you will have a huge animal bond. Thank you so much. Bye.
Make sure to visit our website, allcreatureseveryspine.com, where you can subscribe to the show and learn more about getting your animals adjusted. If you are in the Meridian, Texas area, drop in on a Tuesday afternoon to get your animals adjusted. If that isn't possible, schedule a consultation on your animal's health with Dr. O. You can also purchase a copy of Dr. O's book. Yes, it's really a thing.
Hey, just a quick reminder, we have several events coming up soon. We have the advanced Atlas adjusting for dogs coming up in March. We have the advanced Atlas adjusting for horses coming up this summer. And then, of course, we have our food animal coming up in the fall. So, go to the website, www.animalchiropracticeducation.com. Take a look, find those things, sign up. If you're not already certified, then you want to take Animal Chiropractic 101. That starts the day you sign up. You can become certified if you're a veterinarian or a chiropractor. You can become certified in as little as a couple months. So, go ahead, take a look at the website, and thanks for tuning in.
Join us as Dr. O interviews a certified chiropractor, veterinarian, or an animal owner. These enthusiastic people explain how they utilize animal chiropractic to alter the lives of the animals in their communities.
Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of Animal Chiropractic Clinic Chatter. I'm your host, Dr. O, and I'm here today with the Dr. Arbuckle, the famous livestock animal chiropractor from Kansas. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Dr. Arbuckle.
I grew up in Kansas. I'm a multi-generational ag producer. I became a veterinarian in 2006, graduated from Oklahoma State University. I am married to a multi-generational ag producer as well. We have 2 kids. We run a custom haying operation. We have cows. My kids are active in 4-H and sports. And on top of all that, I own a veterinary practice.
All right. And when did you add animal chiropractic?
I began my training in January of 2016 and finished in May of 2016. And I was certified in September of 2016. So really after that first lab, I think in February of 2016, we started adding it into the practice a little bit.
Right away. Wow. Yeah. And even though you didn't know everything, that you knew enough, huh?
Well, I knew what I could fix. So so that we started that as quickly as we could.
Well, good. And how did your clientele seem to like that?
It was hit and miss in the beginning, especially in a rural area. It was slow, I think, to start, but now people seek us out for chiropractic, and I have clients that will travel several hours to come see us. So, it was slow for us, but definitely going good now.
And like, what percentage of your practice do you think is animal chiropractic?
It's hard to say because we incorporate it so much into, regular visits as well, but I would say around 10 to 15%, probably 10%, I would say. But we also still do a lot of large animal production.
Right.
But we do a lot of horses and dogs. And then, we've adjusted some backyard chickens and some show animals and even a ferret or 2. So.
All right. So what has chiropractic done, for you and your family and your quality of life?
Well, I was already seeing a chiropractor regularly, but after taking this course, I started, my kids, I had never thought about, because they complain about pain or anything. So I started taking them to a chiropractor as well. But as far as my practice, it's really helped us to address the problem, not just the symptoms of the problem. So, I think it just leads to better overall health. And we have a little old dog at home. I think she's 14 now. She still runs around and, she's an active part of the family. Whereas before I started to adjust her in 16, she was slowing down. So, it's been almost 5 years with her, and, she doesn't have any teeth left and she has a liver tumor, but she runs around like she's a puppy. So, it's kind of nice to see those things and, keep them in your family longer.
Right. You bet. Even though they have some issues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had Copper got sick last summer, and we ended up breaking down and going and getting x-rays taken. And in September, she had one lung was totally full of fluid.
Oh,
totally.
Wow.
We couldn't tell it was fluid or what. And the vet that we went to said, well, let's just put her to sleep. And I said, no, that's not an option right now. And so we went home and we adjusted her and we did some other stuff. And she was, the Monday before Christmas, she walked 1.5 miles.
Oh, wow.
on her own. She's not on a leash or anything. She just went for a 1.5 mile walk with Dr. Amy. And that was Monday. And Tuesday she said, you know, I don't want to go upstairs tonight. And so Wednesday we thought, well, it's time. And when we did the necropsy, one whole lung and half the other was full of cancer.
Oh, wow.
But yet she was moving around, never missed a meal, had a cough, but still was walking, 1.5 miles, because she felt good.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we got 6 more months out of her just because of, chiropractic care. And she enjoyed 6 months of healthy life where she didn't, it wasn't like we made her do anything. She just went for a walk. So cool. Yes, it definitely helps our older family members stick around longer.
Absolutely.
It makes me wish my folks would go sometimes,
Yeah, mine too.
Anyway, so what do you wish all the animal owners in your area knew about chiropractic?
I think, the main thing I try to tell our clients is it's not just for pain, because of the, once they start feeling pain, it only takes 10% of your nerves to feel the pain. So there's lots of other problems already going on. And, lots of things we can help with regular chiropractic. We have some that they're on a schedule, no matter what their dog or horse is doing, they follow that schedule, unless something comes up, then they come in sooner. But others are more when they notice an issue. And I wish we could implement it as regular scheduled chiropractic for everything. That would be my ultimate goal.
Do you see in your practice, I know we did in ours, but do you see in your practice that you have less emergencies in the adjusted animals than you do in the non-adjusted animals?
I would say to a certain extent, yes. We still see the one that, we adjusted several months ago and it's been doing great, and then we'll see it back in on emergency. But yeah, I would say as a general rule, yes.
Especially the ones that are getting the, monthly visits and.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah. They seem to make better choices. They don't run through a fence.
Right. Well, they just seem, I don't know if it's the dog is, obviously doing better and healthier, or the cat or the horse or whatever, but I think the owner is a little more in tune with what's going on with their animal as well. So they pay a little better attention.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree. Yep. Yeah.
Don't let things progress into, they've been sick for a week, but now it's an emergency.
Yeah. So what would you tell the veterinarians out there that are on the edge? Oh, I don't know if this is going to, if I should add chiropractic or not.
Oh, they should definitely do it. Though, especially, and I'm curious to see how our food animal stuff goes, but, we all need more tools at our disposal in order to treat these animals and give them a better quality of life. So, and you need your continuing education anyway, and this counts for that. And why not educate yourself more about the nervous system, anatomy, physiology, and how to help the body heal itself. I think it's everybody should do it.
Cool. So do we. Yeah. Because there's not enough animal chiropractors. I mean, no. You yourself said you've got people driving how far?
We'll have some drive 2-3 hours.
Yeah. So, and like I had a phone call the other day from somebody that wanted to know if I would drive 3 hours. And I'm like, and my thing about it, yeah, I could do that. And if they want to pay me, that'd be great. But how many animals could I help if I didn't drive that 3 hours? If I just got to stay around home,
Right. And adjust animals for 6 hours.
Yeah. Instead of driving for 6 hours, I could help a whole lot more animals. And so everybody else, and the chances of follow-up care are going to be a whole lot better if we're not driving that far too. So just need more animal chiropractors.
Absolutely.
And how hard, you said even in a rural community, but how hard was it to really people either say no or they say yes. How hard was it to educate those people?
No, not that hard. And because with ACEs, I did a lot of it online. I would do a lot online at work, and my staff would listen in on some stuff, and it was an eye opener for them. So they they recommend it regularly. Even when people are calling with the issues, they say, well, yeah, we'd love to see you. And, we think this is something chiropractic might help with. And, some people still ask, so do I need to go somewhere else? And they're shocked. You do it right here in the office. And, nope, we can get you taken care of today. So it wasn't hard to implement at all.
So, and, you're amazed at how people pick up on things that you really didn't know, like your staff was listening, but you didn't make them listen. They just listened, and it was like, wow, they learned. I had the opportunity of listening to a tape the other night of my daughter speaking at a chiropractic convention. And I was like, well, that's cool. So I got to listen. And she said, well, we just tell people when they come in the door that there's over 2,000 symptoms that chiropractically has been proven to help. So there's a really good chance that you'll feel better when you leave.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, 2,000? Wow. All right. I know 2,000 things that chiropractic has been proven to help. And I was like, chalk one up. Dad learned something from his daughter. So
there you go.
we learn from everybody. So, sometimes we have a bunch of students sign up for ACEs, and they're the online. Yeah, cool. So, all right. Anything else you want to tell everybody about chiropractic?
I don't know. I mean, I think, once you start doing it, you're going to want to treat everything with chiropractic. And I think you should, as long as the owner agrees to it. But there's things that I didn't think I could help that much. And we started chiropractic, and the results were amazing. So, it's worth it. And it changes the way you do things for sure. So.
Well, tell us, because this is supposed to be one of the first questions. Tell us your biggest win. What's one of your biggest wins with animal chiropractic?
I think for me, it was a 3-year-old Cocker Spaniel. Her name was Molly, and she belonged to an elderly client who I had seen her first Cocker Spaniel that she had when her husband had died. I'd seen it all its life and had to euthanize. It had cancer. And so she had Molly, her new dog. She hadn't had her, I think she got her about a year and a half of age. And Molly presented completely paralyzed in the back end. She had no deep pain, no anal tone after jumping off the bed. We ended up keeping Molly for 30 days because, like I said, she was an elderly lady's dog, and she would come in, Vi would come in every day and brush Molly and love on her, but she just couldn't do the day-to-day stuff she needed at home. So we did, throughout that 30 days, we did chiropractic every 2 to 7 days. We did laser therapy for every 24 to 72 hours for the first 2 weeks. We did range of motion therapy with Molly. And then once she started gaining some muscle tone, we used the wheelchair and towels to exercise her. We sent her home at the end of the 30 days. She was walking. She had bowel control and, no urinary incontinence, anything like that. About 3 weeks later, she presented again with no motor skill or no motor control to the back end. This time she did not lose deep pain or anal tone, but it took us about 7 weeks to get her walking again. And her owner was extremely diligent about the chiropractic adjustments. She followed the schedule we wanted. So that was in January of 2018. So 3 years later, Molly is walking. She goes on 2 to 3 walks a day with her owner. And now we're to where she gets adjusted every time she comes in for her groom. So, and she's had 0 issues or relapse or anything like that. So, and the interesting thing about Molly is she, instead of having the alternating gait, her legs move in sync with each other. So, both right and both left instead of the alternating gait to this day.
So she always paces. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, All right. Well, thank you so much for all your time today and all your input, and especially all you do with for the future of chiropractic. When you're doing all this research, um, and I think what you said was you're doing this research, and how hard is it to really do the research? It's hard to get it printed, but how hard is it to actually do the research?
Yeah, it's not hard. I mean, it takes a little bit of time, but cattle ranchers they're funny. They laugh at you when you say you want to do chiropractic on their cattle, but then they say, okay, yeah, let's try it and see what happens. And especially working with the kids and their busy schedules, they've been very accommodating. And I actually have a new client that's new to the area, and he agreed just the other day, and they bring in 300 head of high risk cattle a month. So hopefully we're gonna get a few big study groups and see what's going on.
All right. So, is there anything that you wish you'd have learned at ACES that we didn't teach you?
Oh, not that I can think of. It's hard to come up with something you don't know. No,
Right.
I mean, I feel like you guys did everything to give me the background I needed. And then obviously the food animal adjusting, I did the special lab weekend for that, and it was amazing. And I have hopes to take some more advanced adjusting weekends, but no, I think you guys do everything you need to do to get us prepared to implement it in our practice.
If you are or know a veterinarian or chiropractor, or a student of either of these professions, visit our website, Animal Chiropractic Education Source, to see how to become certified in animal chiropractic. Start improving the lives of the animals around you. Welcome to Dr. O's opus of animal chiropractic. Chiropractic consists of 3 parts: the art, the science, and the philosophy. This last segment of today's podcast is loaded with the philosophy and principles of animal chiropractic.
All right, Dr. Pete, thank you for coming to the summit. Day 3 of the base camp. We're at an animal chiropractic education facility. Can you tell me why a human chiropractor not interested in animal chiropractic would benefit from the base camp?
Well, I mean, I think there's several things. When I think about what's happened since I've been here, and now we're on day 3, is one is the certainty that you and Dr. Amy have for chiropractic for animals translates beautifully into increasing certainty for the chiropractor who is working with human beings. So one just big takeaway is just from a clinical standpoint, from a certainty standpoint, is I've learned from you just the certainty that you have with working with the clients that you work with, which are animals. You have more confidence in the body's ability to heal itself and in the principle than many DCs do who are working with human beings. So one is just to get recentered on just the purity of the principle of chiropractic and really the sanctity of what it means to be able to lay your hands on someone and to remove an interference, a subluxation, allowing that body to heal itself. You have a saying that I heard you talk with your students about, like, find it, fix it, leave it, or something like that.
Yeah, find it, fix it, leave it alone.
Yeah, find it, fix it, leave it alone. I mean, how many chiropractors would benefit just from hearing that? They could go home and be like, well, I know what I need to do in my practice in the next 90 days, because if I can just find it, fix it, leave it alone, I mean, major things are going to happen. But beyond that, I mean, I'm sitting in your ranch here. We're in your, I don't know, this is your living room. It's a massive,
The great room.
The great room, and it is great. We came up to the top of a mountain, and you have an amazing just place. I've been to a lot of seminars over the years, a lot of chiropractic seminars, and there's never been one like this where really y'all have taken such amazing care of us. One, I mean, we're just getting pampered and just blessed, just eating amazing food. Think about this, we had chickens that were adjusted, and then we ate a healthy, organic, adjusted free-range chicken. I mean, you've never had that before. Just having fun, we tasted goat cheese that was from adjusted goats, right?
Yeah.
And wine that was, directly, supporting a great cause. And so every detail that y'all thought through has a purpose beyond it, right? And it has intention underneath it. And so we're benefiting from that. But so just the environment though, coming up to the top of this mountain and just the views, we're able to see miles, one way and the other way, and just to be able to be together. And then the content that we've been getting, I think chiropractors, you go to a lot of conferences, but you don't get the depth of what we were able to do here, right? Because here we're able to say, let's take some time and really dive into who you are. Dr. Amy was teaching on who you are and who you're being and how you perceive yourself, how other people perceive you, really doing some deep dives into that. And how does that translate into our practices and how we lead our team, how we're communicating and leading our clients in our community, how we're even being at home, and there's values to that. And then we got into even deeper things within like our brand and our avatars and who we're serving. We did some deep dives into that, and it was, any chiropractor, whether you're working with animals or people or both, could benefit from doing a regular check-in on things like that. Of course, the content that I'm able to, teach and contribute is of great value to chiropractors who are seeing humans, because that's who I work with and who I teach. So I know that the content that I teach at a seminar like this, where we're able to go layers deep, is of tremendous value to any DC who's in practice, because this stuff literally will transform your life and your practice. So from a content standpoint, I don't think there's any better place you can go to get content, to work on yourself as a human being and to work on your business as a CEO, so that you can then deliver. And then obviously, like I said at the beginning, the certainty you have as a practitioner. So, you kind of get it all, and then you get it with the context of a beautiful experience of being, this could be something you might have to travel to Europe or something for, and yet you can get it right here in America, right here in Texas. So pretty cool.
Cool. Thank you so much for being a part of our base camp, and we look forward to more base camps in the future. And thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, Bill.
The power of the adjustment. I can't tell you how many times I've been told, you gotta do x-rays before you adjust. Well, why? What are the alternatives on some of these horses? That horse, the way it was, could not have got to an x-ray machine. He would have not survived the trailer ride. Right? So sometimes we adjust when in doubt. Don't be afraid. Know your anatomy. Get a model, get a real spine, practice. Practice, practice. How many of you have a speeder board? Use it. Buy yourself one of Doug and, I don't remember what her name, Doug and somebody's stuffed animals. They look pretty realistic. Buy one of them, put the speeder board underneath, adjust it. Adjust it. Adjust it. Right? How do we get better muscle memory? Practice, repetition. All right? Adjust, adjust, adjust. All right? Anything can cause anything. We know that the function of the spine impacts how the brain organizes and interprets sensory information from the rest of the body. One subluxation anywhere in the body can cause anything. Some of this stuff we can explain. T12 is subluxated and you got a right kidney that's not working right. Why? T12 subluxation is causing nerve impingement to the right kidney. Makes sense. But some of this stuff, when you fix, it's like, how'd that happen? Don't know. All I know is that we find and fix it, leave it alone. And let me phrase that a little bit different, because in our practice, I'll fix something or I'll adjust something, and the animal will fix something, and the people will be really excited, and I'll be really excited, and I'll go to Dr. Amy and I'll say, oh my God, this just happened, and she goes, yeah, I know, because this nerve is connected to that nerve, is connected to this nerve, and you did this with the sympathetic, parasympathetic, blah, 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 and it just happens. And I'm like, wow, great, I'm glad you're excited too. And there's people that can explain that, but you know what? Thank goodness we don't have to explain it, because all we have to know is that the adjustment does what? It works. The adjustment works. And
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the ACES channels so that you never miss an exciting episode.